Sophocles was a Greek tragedian that was born around 497 BC in Colonus Atticus and died around 406 BC in Athens, Atticus. He was born into a wealthy family. His father was an armor manufacturer, which enabled him to be well educated. Sophocles wrote about 120 plays throughout his life. There are 7 plays remaining in the whole text. He won many competitions for the plays he wrote. He is credited with adding a third actor to plays, adding scenery painting, and developing deeper character personalities. Ajax was a play written about a war hero in the Trojan War. He became so enraged that he was not granted the armor of Achilles that he decided to kill the spoil of the Greek army. After realizing what a shameful action he has committed, decides to commit suicide on the sword Hector gave him. Electra is another of Sophocles' plays and was about how Agamemnon's daughter and son avenged his death. The Women of Trachis is another of Sophocles' remaining plays. This was a play about a woman who accidentally kills a man with poison. She thought she was using a love spell, and when she realized what she did, she committed suicide. Philoctetes was about an archer that was left behind by the Greeks in the Trojan War, and how he had to be persuaded to rejoin the fleet when they returned for him. The remaining 3 plays are referred to as the Theban plays. They are not considered a trilogy because they were not written in a continuous chronological order. They are all about Thebes and the character Oedipus. Oedipus the King is about a king whose fate was to marry his mother and kill his father. As a baby, he was supposed to be put to death to avoid this fate. However, the person responsible for killing Oedipus instead handed him over to a couple who knew nothing about his fate. Oedipus wrote knowing nothing of his real parents or fate. He did end up killing a man that he later learned was his father, and also married his mother after becoming king of Thebes. Oedipus at Colonus was written about the tribulations of Oedipus and his daughter Antigone as they are banished to Colonus. In this play, Oedipus dies. Antigone was actually the first of the Theban plays to be written by Sophocles. The beginning of the play begins with the 2 sons of Oedipus, Polynices and Eteocles, battling each other to rule Thebes. Both sons are killed in the battle, but only one is honored by King Creon of Thebes. The other brother, Polynices, was considered a traitor, and Creon declared that he was not to be given any burial rites and should be shamed. His sister Antigone did not feel her uncle Creon had the power to judge who deserves passage into the underworld. She cared for both her brothers and felt they both deserved a proper burial. So Antigone snuck out one night and decided to sprinkle some dirt on Polynices so that he could proceed on to the underworld. She was caught by the guards and brought before King Creon to face her charges. Creon condemned her to a slow death in a cave. Others began to doubt Creon's decision and felt he went against the gods' wishes. He also condemned his son Haman, Antigone's husband, to the cave because he defended Antigone's actions. A blind prophet warned Creon that he was disobeying the gods and should free Antigone and Haman. Eventually Creon consented, but it was too late. Antigone committed suicide, and Haman shortly after. After hearing the news of her son's death, Creon's wife also committed suicide and cursed Creon with her final words. Creon did end up regretting his decision and condemns himself for his actions. In my opinion, Antigone was a play written to show the struggle of a woman standing up for what she believed was the right thing to do. She believed that the declaration made by the king was unfair and that it was not a king's decision to judge who should be allowed passage to the underworld. In her opinion, judgment for underworld passage should be left for the gods to decide. Her decision to bury her brother showed courage and strength, especially for a woman. She knew others agreed with her, but were too cowardly to admit it in fear of being put to death. She embraced the king's sentence of death with pride because of her strong will to do what is right, even if that meant breaking the law. I feel she had every right to go above Creon's law. Someone always has to be the trailblazer in changing a corrupt way of thinking, and Antigone symbolized that person in this play. Although this is fiction, you could compare her courage and bravery to similar events in the United States civil rights time period. One example would be Rosa Parks breaking the law and sitting in front of the bus because she knew it was not a fair law. Another conflict present in this play is whether Creon was justified in depriving Polynices of his funeral rites. After all, Polynices did try to conquer Thebes to have for himself and rule, and went against his uncle, King Creon, and brother Eteocles. Regardless of Polynices' motives, I do believe everyone has the right to a proper burial of their faith. I do not have a religion of faith, but respect that others do, and from my understanding, it's the gods, deity, or God that calls the shots on your fate in the afterlife. That being said, I see it overkill for Creon not to bury Polynices. He was acting out of revenge, and that will make someone a hateful person. Overall, Sophocles was a very talented playwright and had many great contributions to Greek theater.